Hello, good day. This is a hard topic to talk about Robin Williams. Tony Robbins likes to talk about him because it feels really tragic that he ended up committing suicide. He seemed like somebody who had achieved everything that he wanted. He had a wonderful family life. He was successful at every film endeavor that he did. He was good at playing funny roles, so he wanted to play a sad, serious role, and he was successful at that. So why would somebody who had all these things want to commit suicide? Tony Robbins had the people at our huge auditorium of thousands of people raise their hands to say, who didn't just like Robin Williams, but who loved Robin Williams? How many of you listening love Robin Williams? You can put in the chat, I love Robin Williams, or just RW if you want to make it faster, if that's you. Most of the people in the auditorium raised their hands that they loved Robin Williams. So why would somebody so loved want to take their life? Why wouldn't they feel that? Why wouldn't they be here? What Tony Robbins tells us is that he wasn't focused on the art of fulfillment. This is one of Tony Robbins' words and phrases that he likes to say, that he put achievement over fulfillment, and we want to put fulfillment over achievement. I have to be honest, I actually don't completely understand Tony Robbins' full sense of bringing ourselves to fulfillment. I think he gives a lot of steps that help us get there, but I haven't completely gotten the whole message yet from him. Maybe I need to go to more of his programs. But one of the things that he mentioned was creating a new brand within ourselves. So in a way, I think that's more about our relationship with ourselves. We brand ourselves for how we appear outside, but how do we brand ourselves for how we appear inside to our own selves? And the other thing he mentioned is just simply look at what makes you suffer. What are those triggers that make you suffer? What are the suffering feelings that you have? And then, like I mentioned yesterday or a couple days ago, what can you simply do to turn that around, turn that suffering around, turn the triggers around so that those don't exist for you anymore? This is fascinating. A lot of people are tuning into this video because Robin Williams was so loved, and it's such a mystery. So here's a completely different perspective. One of the doctors that I interviewed for my book, Dr. Michael Platt, so he runs an organization called Platt Wellness, and he has a blog on his website about Robin Williams, and his focus is simply that this is more of biological, chemical balance that's going on in his body. And a lot of people who have too much adrenaline are people who are very creative, like he was, who are very energetic, but who might also be depressed or angry or suicidal. So his very simple solution is to minimize the overuse or overexhaustion of adrenaline that people are having to help balance them out, is by simply getting this progesterone cream that he makes and rubbing that on the inside of your arms, which is a very simple way for anyone dealing with ADHD, also with weight gain. There's tons of symptoms that a lot of people can't figure out elsewhere. He says they're just a hormone imbalance, and the simple thing of the progesterone cream cleans it all. And I'll propose maybe the two are related. Maybe when we figure out how to feel fulfillment in ourselves, then our hormones are balanced, or maybe if we just do something to balance our hormones, then we feel that sense of fulfillment. The big thing here is that I don't believe fulfillment can come from anything outside of ourselves. I've had a recent experience in my home at the beach here. I know a lot of people get very envious of the fact that I sit here and I look at the ocean and I see these whales and I can walk on the beach and it's really quiet and peaceful. And I love all of those things. And I also I haven't put a lot of time into this yet, but I don't have a social life developed here yet. I don't have close friends in person. I'm so thankful to all of you for being there and for tuning in and for keeping the connection with me. But I got a little, I don't normally have any problems being alone, so this was interesting. But this thought of, if I'm going to be here permanently and not have friends, if this situation doesn't change, how awful is life going to be? And I was getting a little anxious about being here by myself. And then I just finally decided, of course, I could just leave and make friends elsewhere or go out more and do more in the community and make friends. But I'm very focused on getting my book done and my business launched. And so I don't want to run around too much and scatter my energy in that way. And so I said, well, what if I do then accept that maybe I'm not going to have any friends in person. I do have a few friends, but not to the fullness that I would want. But let's say I'm not going to get that fullness. Could I learn to be content? Could I be fine just being by myself? And that's where I just started to relax and feel a sense of stillness and calmness that I haven't felt before. This is important because this is just about being with the self. One of the other people I interviewed for my book, Maureen Bell, if you've heard her story, she discovered this sense that in a way there's our body and our soul, but our body almost has its own soul. And the two of them are soul mates. It's like our spirit and our body. The souls of each of them are soul mates. And so I would just imagine that what if my body is my soul mate? And I realized this whole idea of I am enough, and that I'm enough to satisfy my own self. There's a cultural idea that we need a certain number of people in our lives, and we need certain things outside of ourselves to be complete. But however much of any of that we have, I don't believe that we are ever going to fully feel complete. And how we feel complete with the package that is simply just in our own selves. So I created this very simple practice for you. You can test it out, please, and tell me how it goes. But you could be doing a meditation practice if that helps you feel connected. You could be walking in nature if that helps you feel connected. It's also very important to be still and just be with yourself without any techniques at all. And then you notice what's truly going on with yourself. And you notice the thoughts that are passing through your head. And a lot of times these thoughts are their desires, their agitations, they're things that you're annoyed about that didn't go your way. And so you can simply say to those thoughts, that's okay, I love you. That's okay, I love you. Thank you for sharing. So you can start to dialogue with what is showing up. And you keep doing that over and over again until everything becomes quiet. There's nothing coming up. And then you could just be with yourself and feel that fulfillment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, feeling the sense of fulfillment that can exist within you in the complete package that you are. Bye-bye.